9. Harsh tips for elderly people. Life advice. Aging brings a unique set of challenges and opportunities, and it's essential to approach this stage of life with both realism and optimism. For seniors aged 65 and above in the United States, embracing certain truths can help pave the way for a life of dignity, fulfillment, and peace. This article presents 9 harsh but empowering tips tailored for elderly individuals seeking to navigate the complexities of aging with strength and clarity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Trust wisely and protect your peace. As we journey through life, trust becomes the foundation upon which relationships are built. But as we age, trust takes on an even deeper, more fragile meaning. In your later years, trust is no longer just a bond between friends or family. It becomes an essential safeguard for your emotional and mental well-being. With every passing year, the need for meaningful connections grows stronger, but so does the risk of encountering individuals whose intentions may not align with your best interests. Loneliness often creeps into this stage of life, whispering that any company is better than none at all. You may find yourself longing for companionship, for someone to share your thoughts with, to fill the quiet spaces of your days. This longing is natural, but it can also make you vulnerable. Not everyone who comes into your life has your happiness at heart. Some people may see your kindness and openness as an opportunity, a doorway to take rather than give. They may sense when you're feeling isolated or eager to connect and use this to their advantage. A friendly smile, a comforting word. They can feel genuine, but behind them might lie motives that are far from pure. Perhaps you've experienced this yourself. A person who seems to appear only when you're at your lowest, offering support when you're struggling, but vanishing the moment things improve. They thrive on your vulnerability, on the role they play when you're down. They may take from you emotionally, financially, or even energetically, leaving you drained and questioning your worth. Recognizing these patterns can be heartbreaking. You might wonder why someone would take advantage of your kindness, or why it's so hard to find relationships that feel reciprocal. But here's the truth. It's not about losing faith in humanity. It's about learning to trust with wisdom. Trust is precious, and it should be given with care, not blind abandon. Guarding your peace means listening to your instincts and observing the actions of those around you. True friends, the ones who deserve your trust, will never pressure you or take advantage of your generosity. They'll respect your boundaries and uplift you without expecting something in return. These are the people who will stand beside you, not because they want something from you, but because they value who you are. To trust wisely, you must also learn the art of setting boundaries. It's not selfish to say no when something doesn't feel right. It's a form of self-respect. Boundaries are not walls. They're gates you control, allowing in only those who bring light and positivity to your life. They protect the most sacred parts of you, your peace, your dignity, and your sense of self-worth. Imagine a life where you are surrounded by people who genuinely care for you, who lift you up rather than weigh you down. Picture the freedom of knowing that the relationships in your life are built on mutual respect and sincerity. That kind of peace is priceless, and it begins with choosing to trust wisely. The years ahead are too precious to be spent with people who don't see your value. While the world may not always feel kind, there are still those who will cherish and honor your presence. By trusting wisely and protecting your peace, you create space for these meaningful connections to flourish. This is not just a gift to yourself. It's a gift to those who truly love and appreciate you for who you are. 2. Stop living to please others. For much of life, we are taught to measure our worth by what we do for others. We spend years, decades, caring for family, friends, and loved ones, often putting their needs above our own. While this is a noble and loving way to live, it can also become a trap, leaving you drained and unfulfilled. As you reach the later years of your life, it's time to ask yourself, have I earned the right to care for myself? The answer is a resounding yes. This stage of life is not about endless sacrifice. It's about reclaiming the time and energy you've given so freely and redirecting it toward your own happiness. The pressure to please others doesn't fade with age. Family, especially, can place unspoken expectations on you. Perhaps you feel the need to always be available to support your children and grandchildren at the expense of your own dreams and well-being. But here's the truth. Love does not mean erasing yourself to serve others. It's possible to care deeply for those you love while also honoring your own needs. Imagine waking up each day and choosing yourself. Imagine pursuing the hobbies, passions, or dreams you've set aside for so long. This is not selfish. It's necessary. You've spent a lifetime giving. Now it's time to receive. And the people who truly love you will understand and support this shift. If they don't, it's a reflection of their own struggles, not your worth. Let go of guilt and embrace this chapter of life as your own. You deserve joy, rest, and fulfillment. Stop living to please others and start living for yourself. You've earned it. 3. Distance yourself from toxic relationships. Family is often seen as the cornerstone of our lives, a sanctuary of love, support, and belonging. But what happens when those closest to us are the ones causing harm? It's a difficult and painful truth to face, but sometimes the people we hold dearest can also be the ones who hurt us the most. Perhaps you've experienced this. A child who speaks to you with disrespect, a sibling whose words cut deeper than they should, or a spouse whose indifference leaves you feeling invisible. These wounds often go unspoken, hidden beneath layers of guilt and obligation. Society tells us that family ties are sacred and unbreakable, that loyalty to blood is more important than loyalty to our own well-being. And so, we endure. We swallow the hurt, excuse the behavior, and tell ourselves that it's just the way things are. But here's the truth. Family bonds should never come at the expense of your peace of mind or your sense of self-worth. A relationship, no matter how deeply rooted in history or blood, is not sacred if it drains your spirit. Aging brings clarity to the fact that time is finite. Every day spent in the shadow of toxicity is a day stolen from the joy and tranquility you deserve. Choosing to distance yourself from harmful relationships is not an act of betrayal. It's an act of profound self-love. This doesn't mean you stop caring or that you abandon the values that define who you are. It means recognizing that love cannot thrive in an environment of constant pain. It means setting boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it means walking away from relationships you once thought were unshakable. Imagine the freedom of stepping away from negativity, the weight that lifts when you no longer feel obligated to endure words or actions that leave you feeling small or unappreciated. By creating space between yourself and those who harm you, you make room for relationships that nurture and uplift. You open the door to genuine connections, ones rooted in mutual respect and kindness. This isn't an easy choice. It may come with moments of doubt and sorrow, but remember, your happiness matters. Your mental and emotional well-being are worth protecting. The people who truly love you will understand and respect your need for peace. Those who don't, perhaps they were never truly meant to be in your life's inner circle. As you move forward, allow yourself the grace to prioritize your own needs. Release the guilt and embrace the possibility of a life free from the burdens of toxicity. Because at this stage, every moment is precious, and you deserve to spend it surrounded by love, respect, and positivity. 4. Stop waiting for recognition. There is a quiet ache that lives in the hearts of many who have spent their lives giving. An ache born from the hope that one day their sacrifices will be recognized. Perhaps you felt it, the yearning for a heartfelt thank you from your children, The hope that someone will notice all the times you put their needs above your own, or the wish that your years of quiet service will be met with gratitude. This hope is deeply human, but it can also become a heavy burden. The truth is, recognition doesn't always come. People, even those we love the most, can be forgetful, distracted, or unaware of the depth of what we've given. And waiting for their acknowledgement can leave you feeling unseen, unappreciated, and resentful. But here's something powerful to remember: the value of your sacrifices is not diminished by someone else's failure to see them. The love, effort, and care you poured into your family, your work, or your community were real and meaningful. They shaped lives, brought comfort, and made the world better in ways that no one can take away. Instead of waiting for others to validate your contributions, try to find that recognition within yourself. Reflect on all that you've done: the late nights, the hard decisions, the moments when you gave without hesitation. Acknowledge the courage it took to keep going, even when it felt thankless. Let yourself feel pride in the fact that you acted with love and integrity, even if no one was watching. When you let go of the need for external validation, you free yourself from the disappointment of unmet expectations. You take back control of your happiness, shifting the focus from what others think to what you know to be true. This isn't about diminishing the importance of gratitude. It's about recognizing that your worth isn't dependent on someone else's ability to express it. Imagine the peace that comes from releasing this burden. Picture a life where you no longer replay old sacrifices in your mind, wondering why they went unnoticed. Instead, you embrace the present with a lightness of spirit, knowing that you don't need anyone else's acknowledgement to feel whole. This doesn't mean you stop giving or caring. It means you give from a place of abundance rather than a need for recognition. It means you honor your own efforts and find fulfillment in knowing that you've lived a life of generosity and love, regardless of whether others noticed. At this stage in life, your energy is precious. Don't waste it waiting for a gratitude that may never come. Instead, focus on what truly matters: living fully, loving freely, and finding joy in the simple truth that you've done your best. That alone is more than enough. 5. Don't use your age as an excuse not to change. The world has a way of convincing us that with age comes limitation, that past a certain point, the time for growth and change is past. It whispers, "This is who you are, and this is where your story ends." But that voice is wrong. As long as you draw breath, your story continues, and every new chapter holds the potential for transformation. It's easy to use age as a shield to say, "I'm too old for this," when faced with new challenges, opportunities, or dreams. Perhaps you've told yourself that learning something new, starting a hobby, or breaking an old habit isn't for someone your age. Maybe you've convinced yourself that change belongs to the young. But deep down, there's another voice, a softer one, that wonders, what if it's not too late? What if there's more? That voice deserves to be heard. Because the truth is, age is not a barrier to change. It's a foundation. Think about it. You have decades of wisdom, resilience, and experience. You face challenges and come out stronger. You've learned patience, empathy, and the value of time. These are not limitations. They are tools, and they equip you to grow in ways younger people could never imagine. Imagine the joy of stepping into something new, a skill you've always wanted to learn, a place you've always wanted to visit, or a perspective you've never considered. Imagine the pride of breaking free from habits that no longer serve you, or the thrill of discovering a part of yourself you didn't know existed. None of this is out of reach. The only thing standing in the way is the belief that it's too late. Change is not about erasing who you've been. It's about building on it. It's about taking everything you've experienced and using it as a launch pad for something greater. Yes, it might be uncomfortable. Yes, it might even be scary. but growth has always required courage, and you have more of that than you realize. So let go of the myth that age defines your possibilities. Instead, let it fuel your determination to live fully, to embrace the unknown, and to continue becoming the person you are meant to be. Because as long as you're alive, the story isn't over. 6. Don't cling to the past. Memories have a way of wrapping around us, warm and comforting. They remind us of moments when life felt simpler, brighter, or more magical. And as we age, it's natural to revisit those memories, to hold them close like cherished treasures. But the danger lies in letting them become a refuge, a place where we hide from the present. How often have you thought, back in my day, things were better, or if only I could go back to those times? Nostalgia, while sweet, can also be a trap. It can make you believe that your best days are behind you, that the joy you once knew is out of reach. But the truth is, life is still unfolding, and it's waiting for you to step into it. The past is a part of you, but it is not all of you. It shaped who you are, but it doesn't have to define where you go from here. By clinging too tightly to what was, you risk missing the beauty of what is. The present may not look like the past. It may not have the same faces, the same places, or the same magic, but it holds its own kind of wonder if you're willing to see it. Imagine waking up each day with a sense of curiosity, asking, what new joy might today bring? Picture yourself finding delight in the small, quiet moments. A bird singing outside your window, a conversation with a loved one, or the feeling of the sun on your skin. These are the moments that make life rich, and they are here for you, right now. Let the past be a gentle reminder of where you've been, but don't let it hold you captive. Release the idea that the best is behind you and open your heart to the possibilities ahead. Life isn't over. It's still happening, and it's calling for you to be a part of it. 7. Practice moderation in all pleasures. Life is full of pleasures, both simple and profound. From the warmth of a favorite meal to the quiet comfort of a familiar routine, these moments of enjoyment bring color and texture to our days. But when pleasure becomes a habit, or worse, a compulsion, it can lose its sweetness and begin to drain rather than nourish. Perhaps you've noticed this yourself. A growing reliance on certain comforts, whether it's food, television, or even physical pleasures, to fill the empty spaces in your life. These habits, while harmless in moderation, can sometimes become crutches, a way of avoiding loneliness, boredom, or deeper emotions we'd rather not face. The key to truly savoring life lies in balance. Moderation allows you to enjoy your pleasures without being consumed by them. It creates space for a fuller, richer existence, one where joy comes not just from fleeting indulgences, but from meaningful connections, creative pursuits, and moments of genuine presence. Imagine the satisfaction of a day spent exploring new interests, connecting with loved ones, or simply appreciating the world around you. These experiences don't just fill your time, they nourish your soul in a way that no quick fix ever could. They remind you of the beauty and depth of life, encouraging you to engage fully with it. This isn't about denial or restriction. It's about choosing wisely. It's about recognizing that your time, energy, and attention are precious and directing them toward the things that truly matter. By practicing moderation, you allow yourself to experience life's pleasures more deeply, savoring them without losing sight of what brings lasting fulfillment. So, step back from habits that no longer serve you. Seek out the joys that enrich your mind, body, and spirit. And remember, life's truest pleasures are often the simplest ones. A walk in nature, a heartfelt conversation, or the quiet contentment of knowing you are living fully and intentionally. And 8, embrace gratitude and find joy in simplicity. Gratitude is one of life's quiet superpowers. a gentle shift in perspective that can transform the way you experience the world. Yet, in the rush of daily life, it's easy to overlook the blessings that surround you. As you grow older, gratitude becomes even more essential. It is a compass pointing you toward peace, even when life feels uncertain or challenging. Imagine starting each day by acknowledging the simple joys that make life meaningful: the warmth of the morning sun on your face, the sound of birds singing outside your window, or the comfort of a cherished routine. These moments, though small, hold a profound beauty that is often hidden in plain sight. Gratitude helps uncover them, allowing you to see that even in imperfection, life is rich with gifts. This is not about denying life's hardships. Aging can bring loss, physical challenges, or a sense of disconnection from a fast-moving world. But gratitude doesn't erase these realities. It coexists with them, offering a way to find light even in the shadows. When you embrace gratitude, you shift your focus from what's missing to what remains, from what you've lost to what you still have. Finding joy in simplicity doesn't mean settling for less. It means appreciating the fullness of what is already within your reach. Consider the satisfaction of a conversation with an old friend, the pride of creating something with your hands, or the tranquility of watching the seasons change. These are not just distractions from life's struggles. They are life itself, distilled into its purest form. Gratitude also deepens your relationships. When you express thanks to those around you, it strengthens your bonds, creating a circle of kindness and mutual appreciation. A simple thank you can open doors to moments of connection that linger in the heart long after they've passed. This stage of life is an invitation to slow down and savor what truly matters. By embracing gratitude, you create a sense of abundance that no material wealth could ever match. You remind yourself that every day, every moment is a gift to be cherished, and in doing so, you cultivate a life filled with peace, purpose, and quiet joy. 9. Invest in relationships that matter. As you reflect on your life, it's likely the relationships you've built that stand out the most. The people who've walked alongside you through triumphs, heartbreaks, and ordinary days are the threads that weave meaning into your story. But not all relationships are created equal, and as the years pass, it becomes more important than ever to focus on the ones that truly matter. Time is finite, and so is energy. Investing in relationships that uplift you is not just wise, it's essential. This is your time to nurture connections that bring joy, understanding, and comfort, not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to share your life with those who value you. Think about the people who make your days brighter. It might be a close friend who knows your heart without you needing to explain. It could be a family member who shows up with kindness, respect, and love. These are the relationships worth your time and attention, the ones that leave you feeling seen, heard, and appreciated. At the same time, it's okay to let go of connections that no longer serve you. Some relationships may have grown distant or strained, not out of malice, but because life has taken you in different directions. Others may feel one-sided, leaving you drained instead of fulfilled. Releasing these ties is not an act of cruelty, it's an act of self-care. By letting go, you make space for relationships that bring positivity and growth. This stage of life is also a wonderful opportunity to forge new connections. Loneliness can be a heavy burden, but reaching out to others, whether through community activities, shared hobbies, or volunteering, can open the door to friendships that enrich your days. It's never too late to meet people who resonate with your values and bring new perspectives into your life. Above all, remember that the quality of your relationships matters more than the quantity. A handful of deep, meaningful connections can nourish you in ways that dozens of acquaintances never could. Prioritize the people who truly care for you, who celebrate your presence, and who make your life feel fuller simply by being in it. Investing in relationships that matter is a way of honoring yourself and your time. It's a reminder that you deserve love, respect, and companionship that feels reciprocal and real. And in doing so, you create a life surrounded by warmth, understanding, and the kind of connections that make every moment more beautiful. Conclusion: embrace the life you deserve. Aging is often seen as a winding down, but it is anything but that. It is a time of clarity, of stripping away what no longer serves you and embracing what truly matters. It is an opportunity to live authentically, to nurture yourself as much as you've nurtured others, and to find joy in simplicity and connection. The truths shared here may not be easy to face, but they hold the power to transform the years ahead into some of the most fulfilling of your life. By trusting wisely, prioritizing your own happiness, distancing yourself from toxicity, and letting go of the need for external validation, you free yourself from burdens that have weighed you down for far too long. Now is the time to reclaim your life, to focus on relationships that uplift you, experiences that excite you, and moments that bring you peace. This is not about what you've left behind, but about what still lies ahead. A future filled with potential, purpose, and love. Each day is a gift, and you have the wisdom and strength to make the most of it. Embrace these truths not as harsh realities, but as empowering guides to a life of dignity, joy, and freedom. You've earned this time. Now, live it fully and unapologetically. The best chapters of your story are still waiting to be written. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.